Personal growth is a universal desire. Every individual, at some point in life, wishes to improve themselves, whether it is in building a successful career, nurturing healthier relationships, or developing greater self-confidence. However, true growth is not something that can be borrowed from others or achieved simply by imitating their actions. Many people make the mistake of blindly following external advice or comparing themselves with others. But this approach often leads to frustration and confusion because it lacks authenticity. Real and lasting growth begins with self-awareness. It requires you to pause and look inward, to ask yourself who you truly are, what drives you, and what holds you back. When you take time to know yourself, you begin to uncover your strengths, those abilities and qualities that can be used as stepping stones toward success. At the same time, you also become aware of your weaknesses, the areas that need attention and improvement. Along with this, understanding your values and principles helps you make decisions that align with your true self instead of living under the influence of others' expectations. Self-awareness gives clarity, and clarity leads to direction. To grow yourself, you must first build this strong foundation of self-knowledge. Without it, growth is scattered and aimless. With it, growth becomes intentional and meaningful. Only when you understand who you are at the core can you take conscious steps to shape who you want to become. In short, knowing yourself is not just the first step of growth. It is the key that unlocks your potential and sets you on the path of true transformation. That self-awareness is the foundation of growth. Self-awareness is the starting point of all personal development because without it, growth becomes directionless. If you don't know where you currently stand, it is impossible to decide where you want to go. Imagine trying to plan a journey without knowing your starting location. You would remain confused, taking random steps that lead nowhere. In the same way, when you are unaware of your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and patterns, you cannot create a clear path for improvement. Understanding your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors helps you see what drives your actions and what holds you back. For example, you may realize that procrastination, fear of judgment, or negative self-talk are stopping you from moving forward. At the same time, self-awareness helps you identify your unique strengths, such as creativity, resilience, or problem-solving skills, which can be used as powerful tools for success. In short, self-awareness is like building the foundation of a house. Without it, nothing stable can stand. But with it, every step you take becomes stronger, more meaningful, and more aligned with your true self. Knowing your strengths helps you use them better. Every individual is born with a unique set of talents, skills, and abilities that set them apart from others. However, many people never take the time to identify or acknowledge their strengths, which leaves their true potential untapped. When you understand what you are naturally good at, whether it's communication, problem-solving, creativity, leadership, or empathy, you gain the power to use these strengths in ways that move you closer to your goals. Knowing your strengths not only boosts your confidence, but also helps you make smarter choices. For example, if you are good at organizing, you can take up leadership roles that require planning and management. If you are skilled in communication, you can use that strength in teaching, influencing, or building relationships. By aligning your strengths with your actions, you make progress faster and with less resistance because you are working in harmony with your natural abilities instead of against them. Furthermore, recognizing your strengths allows you to maximize opportunities. Many people waste time comparing themselves to others, trying to excel in areas that are not aligned with their natural gifts. But when you focus on your strengths, you create an advantage for yourself. You stop competing on someone else's field and start excelling in your own. This not only leads to success, but also brings a sense of fulfillment, because you are using what you were truly meant to use. In short, identifying and leveraging your strengths turns potential into performance. It helps you work smarter, not harder, and ensures that your journey toward growth is both effective and rewarding. Recognizing weaknesses opens the door to improvement. Personal growth is not only about celebrating strengths, it is equally about identifying and addressing weaknesses. Many people avoid thinking about their shortcomings because it makes them uncomfortable, but ignoring them does not make them disappear. In fact, unrecognized weaknesses silently hold you back, limiting your progress and preventing you from reaching your full potential. The real power of self-awareness lies in the courage to look at yourself honestly and acknowledge the areas where you struggle. When you recognize your weaknesses, you gain clarity about what needs to be improved. For example, if you realize that procrastination is your weakness, you can work on building discipline and time management skills. If you notice that you struggle with communication, you can practice speaking, listening, or writing more effectively. The moment you admit a weakness, it transforms from being a hidden obstacle into an opportunity for learning and growth. Acknowledging weaknesses also builds humility, which is a powerful trait for success. It allows you to ask for help, seek guidance, or learn from others who are stronger in the areas where you are not. Instead of seeing weaknesses as permanent flaws, you begin to see them as skills that can be improved with effort and patience. This mindset shift is what separates people who stagnate from those who continuously grow. Moreover, recognizing weaknesses does not mean you are less capable. It means you are brave enough to face reality. By shining a light on the areas that need improvement, you gain the ability to take control of your development. Over time, the weaknesses you once struggled with can become areas of strength, simply because you chose not to ignore them. In conclusion, self-growth is a balance of two things: maximizing strengths and improving weaknesses. Recognizing weaknesses is not a sign of failure. It is the first step toward turning limitations into opportunities and becoming a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Clarity of values guides decision-making. One of the most powerful tools for personal growth and success is having clarity about your core values. Values are the principles and beliefs that define what truly matters to you. They act like an inner compass, helping you navigate through life's challenges and choices. Without clarity of values, it's easy to get lost in the noise of society, follow trends blindly, or make decisions just to please others. But when you know your values, your decisions become more purposeful and aligned with your authentic self. For example, if honesty is one of your core values, you will naturally choose integrity in your relationships and career, even when it's difficult. If growth and learning are important to you, you will prioritize opportunities that challenge you rather than settling for comfort. This alignment between values and actions creates inner peace because you know you're living a life that reflects who you truly are. Living without clear values, on the other hand, often leads to confusion, regret, or dissatisfaction. You may achieve success by someone else's definition but still feel unfulfilled because you were never following your own path. Clarity of values protects you from such traps. It gives you the strength to say no to distractions, temptations, or situations that don't match your priorities and affirm yes to the things that matter most. Moreover, clarity of values simplifies decision-making. Life is full of tough choices, but when you know what you stand for, the right path often becomes obvious. The right path often becomes obvious. You no longer waste energy second-guessing yourself or worrying about others' opinions, because your values guide you like a lighthouse in the middle of uncertainty. In conclusion, when you live by your values, you stop being controlled by outside expectations and start shaping your life with authenticity and confidence. Your values become your silent strength, helping you make decisions that are not only smart, but also deeply meaningful. Self-knowledge builds confidence. True confidence doesn't come from external validation like compliments, achievements, or social approval. It comes from within. And the foundation of that inner confidence is self-knowledge. When you take the time to truly understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your passions, and your values, you develop a deep sense of security that no one else can shake. You stop feeling the need to constantly compare yourself to others because you know exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. Self-knowledge also helps you make decisions with clarity. For example, when you know that creativity is one of your strongest qualities, you won't hesitate to pursue opportunities that allow you to innovate. When you're aware of your resilience, you won't be afraid of challenges because you trust your ability to overcome them. This clarity builds an unshakable belief in yourself, giving you the courage to take bold steps toward your goals and dreams.